Hello everyone, welcome back to ThoseYGOguys. I'm your host Alessandro. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Qliphort Archetype that's going to be coming out in the next Challenger set, which is the set after Duelist Alliance. So we should be seeing probably around November of 2014. So yes, in the previous video when I talked about side decking or preparing yourself against Shaddolls, I mentioned that I'll be doing a video how to side against the new Qliphort Archetype, but since the next Challenger set has come out, around late July-ish, I feel like it's a good time to start talking about each individual cards and what this Qliphort Archetype is all about. So without further ado, let's get started. So Qliphort Archetype is pretty much a pendulum summoning heavy mechanic. Pretty much they utilize the pendulum scales to mass special summon a large number of Qliphort monsters, and then you utilize the Qliphort monster for tribute summons. So that is basically the key. And let's get started by talking about each individual Qliphort member and some indirect support that can go along with them. First up, we have the Qliphort Tool, which is a level 5 Earth Attribute Machine Pendulum Monster with the statements that you cannot special summon any monster except the Qliphort monster. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you can pay 800 life points and add one Qliphort card from your deck to your hand except Qliphort Tool. This is a vanilla normal monster, pendulum monster. Basically, you're going to utilize the tool in the pendulum zones because it has the pendulum scale 9, which is really easy to bring out the Qliphort monsters. And basically, you're just going to utilize the tool to do your searching. So yeah. Up next, we have the Qliphort Archive, which has the pendulum scale of 1. So basically, with Tool and Archive, you can go from pendulum scale of 1 and pendulum scale of 9, and that way you can bring out level 2 to level 8 monster all at once from your hand to your side of the field, or you face up in the extra deck as well. Of course, it's for Qliphorts. But for Archive, since it's a machine pendulum effect monster, with the pendulum effect stated, you cannot special summon any monster except Qliphort monster. This effect cannot be negated. Qliphort monsters you control gain 300 attack points. Now his normal effect outside of pendulum zone, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card was either special summon or normal summon without tributing, its level become 4 and its original attack becomes 1800. This normal summon / set card is unaffected by activated effects of monsters whose original levels and ranks are lower than this card's level. If this card is tributed, you can target one monster on the field, return that monster to the hand. So that is a very interesting effect for the Qliphort Archive. Up next, let's talk about the Qliphort Disc with the pendulum scale of 1. It is a level 7 monster with the pendulum effect. You cannot special summon any monster except Qliphort monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Qliphort monster you control gain 300 attack. And his normal monster effect stated, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If this card was either special summon or normal summon without tributing, its level becomes 4 and its original attack becomes 1800. This normal summon / set card is unaffected by activate effects of monsters whose original levels and ranks are lower than this card's level. When this card is tribute summoned by tributing a Qliphort monster, you can special summon 2 Qliphort monsters from your deck, but destroy them during the end phase. So, we get really interesting effects how each individual Qliphort behave in their own certain ways. Up next, we have another Qliphort monster, which is Qliphort Genome with the pendulum scale 9. And he has the pendulum effect. You cannot special summon any other monster except Qliphort monster. This effect cannot be negated. Monsters your opponent controls loses 300 attack. And his normal effect for normal monster effect states you can normal summon this card without tributing, and if this card was either special summon or normal summon without tributing, its level becomes 4 and its original attack becomes for 1800. See the common trend there. This normal summon / set card is unaffected by activated effects of monsters whose original levels and ranks are lower than this card's level. If this card is tributed, you can target one spell or trap card on the field and destroy that target. Alright. And finally, the Qliphort Shell. Another pendulum monster with the pendulum scale of 9. So basically, we have a common root where they have a pendulum scale of 1 and a pendulum scale of 9. With the pendulum effect stated, you cannot special summon any monster except Qliphort monsters, and this effect cannot be negated. Monster your opponent controls loses 300 attack. Okay, same thing as the last one we've talked about. Same effect. At the beginning, you can normal summon without tributing, and if he's summoned without tributing, his level becomes 4 and his attack becomes 1800. And the same thing, he's unaffected by activated effects of monster whose levels and ranks are lower than this card's level. And his original unique effect is if this card is tribute summoned by tributing a Qliphort monster, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Also, if it attacks a defense position monster, it inflicts piercing battle damage to your opponent. A 2800 beater, so it's pretty decent size. And is a level 8 as well, so it's pretty scary. So yeah, so that's the original majority members of the Qliphort Archetype. Basically, most of them are pendulum monsters, and they have very unique effects based on tributing and gaining certain effects. Next up, we're going to the field spell card called Qliphort. The effects say you can normal summon one Qliphort monster in addition to your normal summon / set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Normal summons of Qliphort monster cannot be negated. So that's pretty interesting right there. Then moving on to the equip spell card, the Qliphort, I think that's how you pronounce it, is a equip spell card. Equip only to a Qliphort monster. It gains 300 attack and cannot be destroyed by battle. It can be treated as 2 tributes for a tribute summon of a Qliphort monster. If this card is sent from field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Qliphort monster from your deck to your hand. Synergy right there. Then we go to the trap lineup, the Qliphort Trend. All normal summon Qliphort monster gain 300 attack, have their effects negated, and are unaffected by other spell or trap card effects. These changes last until the end of the turn. So that's pretty cool. And finally, the last trap card from the next challenger set, we go down to the Apple Qliphort. It states that you can only activate one Apple Qliphort per turn, add up to 3 face-up Qliphort Pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand. So that's these guys right there. So that's pretty cool. Before the final card I'm about to talk about has been revealed, many people were coming up with ideas how to utilize the Qliphort Archetype, and some come to a conclusion to utilize the Qliphort Archetype with the Monarchs. That was actually a very unique idea, and you know, the Qliphort could act like the Frog Engine back when Monarchs become like the Frog Monarchs deck. So that was like one idea until the Qliphort boss monster finally showed up and revealed itself. And yeah, that completely scratched the idea of having Qliphort with, well, I'm not too sure about scratching the entire idea of having Qliphort with Monarchs, but most likely when people want to play with Qliphort, they probably want to play pure because of this fucker right over here. Who is he? Or what is it? It is Apple Qliphort Killer. And this thing is a terrifying monster. It is a level 10 machine type a monster with 3,000 attack, 2,600 defense. And you think that's scary, his effects are a lot scarier. Believe me. So, yeah. He's the only Qliphort monster that is not a pendulum monster. So, fun fact right there. With the effects stated, he cannot be special summoned. He requires 3 Qliphort tributes in order to be normal summon or set. This normal summon / set monster is unaffected by spell or trap effects and activated monster effects whose original levels and ranks are lower than this card's level. So basically a big majority of them. Special summon monster loses 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can make your opponent send one monster card from their hand or their side of the field to the graveyard for no effect. So, yeah. Pretty scary. And I think this is going to be what makes Qliphort so terrifying. I mean, obviously, the fact that Konami utilize an archetype that takes on the new mechanic known as Pendulum Summon, and then twists around on utilizing the Pendulum Summon monster for tributing for big boss monsters such as this guy over there. So yeah. So if you guys are wondering how pendulum summoning works and the whole entire pendulum summon mechanic, I will leave a link down in the description box on a very nice tutorial video, and I highly recommend everyone who's watching this video to watch the tutorial video, because trust me, when we're about to talk about the side deck choice against the Qliphort, the better the understanding for pendulum summon, the easier time, well, at least the easier to understand how things work and why certain cards are being used, the easier it is to understand them. So, that is that. So, please check out the pendulum summon tutorial video that Konami has put up on their YouTube page. So let's go down to check out some generalized strategy that you might find in a typical Qliphort deck might run. Obviously, we got the Summoner's Art. If you guys are not aware, well, Summoner's Art is going up in price for obvious reason. Because basically, Summoner's Art allows a player to, pretty much the card holder, to add one level 5 or higher normal monster from your deck to your hand. So most likely you're gonna use this card to search the only normal monster in the Qliphort Archetype, which is Tool. Basically, you want to get Tool, play Tool in the Pendulum Zone, and just pay 800 life points to get your combo pieces put together. So that's that for Summoner's Art. Sorry about that. Other cards, you got the Entermade Trampolinks. Basically, you're just gonna utilize his pendulum. Basically, you just utilize his effect. Basically, what Trampolique what it does is, the effect of Entermade Trampoliques. Once per turn, when you pendulum summon, you can target one card in a pendulum zone. Return that target to the hand. When this card is normal summon, well, actually, this is the original effect. When this card is normal summon, you can target one card in the pendulum zone. Return that target to the hand. So basically, what you want to do with Trampolines is you bring it out, then you're going to bounce Tool, then you're going to reactivate Tool to put it back into the pendulum zone, and then activate his effect to once again to pay 800 life points to search for another Qliphort card. So basically, you get 2 searches in one turn, just to have a simple card combination. You can also utilize All-Eyes Pendulum Dragon to help you search out for key pendulum monster to set up your pendulum zone, so that way you can make your big play. There are also other support for pendulum summons, such as the Truck card Pendulum Back. Basically, what it does is if you have 2 cards in your pendulum zone, you can target 2 monster cards in your graveyard whose levels could currently be pendulum summoned based on the pendulum scales of those cards in your pendulum zone. Add those monsters to your hand. And then we have the mana cards. So basically, you can actually utilize them with your Qliphort deck pretty well, since they are based around tributing. But you can also utilize a combination by combining the Monarch archetype with the Qliphort, just as I mentioned earlier in this video. And then I've seen other Qliphort decks running Skill Drain. So, yeah. That's that on that one. Basically with the Skill Drain, so that way you can just... Oh, excuse me. You can just basically normal summon on these Qliphort monsters without tributing, and that way you just negate their drawbacks, so that way you're just pretty much smacking your opponent at full power. Just think about Beast King Barbaros under Skill Drain. That's pretty much the same one way how Skill Drain interact with these cards. So that's about it about the Qliphort Archetype. I hope you guys find this video a bit very informative. Definitely go watch the Pendulum Summon tutorial. Once you have a better understanding on the Pendulum Summon, then you're gonna have a pretty solid idea on what to expect in the upcoming video, which we're going to talk about how to play against Qliphorts, because there are ways to beat Qliphorts. So stay tuned for more of ThoseYGOguys. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and of course, without further ado, if you're new to this channel, go check us out. Don't forget to like the video, and of course, subscribe. Oops. As this Dueling Network says time out due to inactivity, I guess that's it for us then. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. So, stay tuned. Bye-bye.